Hey friends, welcome to your practice today. We're gonna jump right in and get started in child's pose. So coming down to the mat, if you feel like you wanna create some more space for the hips, you can take your knees wide, like towards the edges of your mat. And this will get into the inside of your hips and maybe a little bit of external opening. If you feel like you need some more support for your low back, bring your knees in a little closer together. Let your belly rest on your thighs. And you can see after a while that you'll start lengthening the front of your hips into your hip flexors. Bring your forehead down to a mat or to a blanket or a block. And bring your awareness right here onto your breath, onto your body in this present moment. And try to reach your arms forward and press your fingertips and your knuckles into the mat so much so that you can lift your forearms and your elbows right off the mat. And there, pull your shoulders down. Take a few rounds of breath here. Finding that fire, playing with it from the inside. Just with our breath, we can start to build that heat. A slight constriction in the back of your throat. Use the sounds, almost like the ocean, to calm the fire. Take a big breath in. And then as you exhale, press into your hands, come up into table. And we'll take a few rounds of cat and cow here. So pulling the shoulders back, lengthening the tailbone up towards the ceiling, gaze as well. And exhale, rounding the spine, chin to chest. Inhale, cow. Trying to ignite the core still, even though it wants to spill towards the ground. And exhale to cat, pulling the core up, finding your abs. Inhale, cat, draw the shoulders back, draw the hands towards the back of the mat. Exhale, cow. Oops, sorry, cat pose. One more time. Inhale, trying to bring the back of the head and the tailbone like they were going to meet for cow. And exhale, rounding the spine, making the opposite of that last pose. Come back to neutral, curl the toes under, send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Go ahead and pedal out your heels. And then inhale to shift forward, back into high plank. And we'll stay here for a couple rounds of breath. So walk the feet in to touch as much as possible. Squeeze the thighs, squeeze the knees, the glutes. Take your shoulders right above your wrists here and press the hands down away from the mat. Stay here for 3 more rounds of breath. Inhale. Pull your belly button up. Last 2. Squeeze towards the midline. On this inhale, shift forward, high onto your toes, squeeze, and exhale, pull back. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, come back. One last time. This time, inhale, shift forward, lower halfway down, chaturanga. Feel that core igniting. Inhale to upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, open your mouth, exhale. Right away, inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower your knees down. So we're gonna play around with some side planks today. So bring that right hand right underneath your right shoulder, and we'll kick the right foot out like a kickstand. So it'll come out just like a kickstand on the side of your mat here. From there, press down into your right hand and take your left foot to the big toe edge on the back of your mat and then press down into your foot. And from there, see if you can lift your left hand up towards the sky, pressing down into the top of your right foot, into the knuckles and the fingertips of your right hand, and into the big toe edge of your left foot. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale, squeezing the core. Hips are pulling up towards the low ribs, squeezing the glutes. One more big breath in. And come down back to table. We'll switch sides. So this time, kick standing out the left foot off of the mat. Take your left hand right underneath your left shoulder. Reach that right foot back and turn onto the big toe edge of your foot. And then sweep your right arm up towards the sky. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Take a big breath in to almost make yourself lighter by pulling yourself up to the ceiling through your right fingers. And on your exhale, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the core. One more big breath in here. And exhale back down. Take a round of cat and cow if that feels good. Now we'll start to expand on this pose. So if that felt good, go ahead and stick with that. Everyone shift back onto your heels real quick while I'm talking and take a few circles with your wrists as your hands are clasped. So if that felt good, stay right there and build the strength that you need to keep going and to build upon that pose. But don't press yourself and push yourself over the edge here. So if that was enough of a challenge, please stay and build the strength right there. So we'll come back into table. Again, finding that sturdy foundation. And again, if that was good, you'll kickstand that right foot out, send the left foot back, and lift the left arm up. Otherwise, we can all go there. I like either do that, or we'll start by putting the left foot down on the ground first, about halfway in between our right knee and our right knee and our hands. And from there, you can curl your back foot under and come up high onto your toes. So now what we'll do is we'll spin onto the pinky edge of our right foot, press down into your left foot and your right hand to lift your left arm up. So this is another variation of a side plank. Keep pressing through that left heel so that we can lift our hips up and find our core here. Take a big breath in. Squeeze your shoulder blades. One more breath. Place your hand back on the ground. Turn onto the toes. Knee down, foot flat. Awesome. Let's go to the other side. So stacking that left hand underneath you. Again, either kickstanding that leg out and coming into the first variation, or bring that right foot out between the knees and the hands. And then curl the left toes under, strong through the left leg. Reach the right arm up as you spin onto the pinky edge of your left foot. Press into your right foot to lift the hips up, 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 up. You should really feel it in the left side of your core right now. Take a big breath in. Press down into the foot. Lift yourself up through your right fingers. One more big breath in. And exhale, return your hand back down, spin onto the toes, drop the knee. Come back into child's pose. Take a moment to relax. When you're ready, come back into table. If that was enough, stay there, or we'll do that first variation again if that felt good for you. Otherwise, you can try the full variation of the pose with both feet up. So how we usually get there is from a high plank. So again, if you want to take that first modification, bringing that left foot out to the side, or the right foot out to the side rather, spinning back, lifting up. The second one, bringing the left foot up, curling the back toes under, coming onto the pinky edge of the right foot, okay? Or this time, we'll come into high plank. We'll press down into the right hand and spin both of our feet, our heels, towards the back of our mat right now. And as we press the ground away with our right hand, we can engage the core and lift the left arm up towards the ceiling. So check in with your arm. It's going to be more difficult if your arm is bent and your elbow crease is facing inward. We want to turn the elbow towards our hips. So spinning that soft part of our elbow towards the front of our mat so that we can create a sturdy foundation. It's hard to talk into this. And that our joints are stacked properly so our muscles can function properly. Go ahead and come back to high plank. And we'll switch sides. So this time the heels spin over to the left. If you're doing the first or second modification, go ahead and get into it. And then as you lift your arm, your right arm up, see if you can use your core to lift your hips up. Flex those toes, squeeze the legs, squeeze the glutes. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, press the ground away. 2 more breaths. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades. Last breath in. And return to high plank. Set your knees down. Press yourself back. Child's pose. Nice job. Allow yourself to melt into the mat. Using this child's pose as a nice little reset to catch up. When you're ready, come back to table. And we'll do one full integration from high plank to side plank. Again, when we're in high plank, and if you want to take the first modification, go ahead and drop down to the knees, the first or the second modification, and find your way slowly into the pose. Otherwise, we'll run through a little Sun A type of pose or type of sequence and find ourselves in the side planks through the postures. Oof, my body's working hard. My mouth is having a hard time speaking what my brain wants to communicate. So when you're ready, come into downward facing dog. On your inhale, lift your heels. Bend your knees, look forward. Hop or step to the front of your mat. Halfway lift, big breath in. Bow forward. Rise up tall, reach up. Bring the hands through the heart center. Inhale, take the palms back up. Exhale, bow forward. Halfway lift, flat back. Plant your hands, step back, high plank. Take a big breath in here and shift into right side plank. Here for 3 rounds of breath. Inhale. Exhale. Another breath in. Let it go. Last breath in here. Come back to high plank. Right away, inhale to the left. Exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together. On your inhale, press through your fingers, lift your heels, or lift your hips. Exhale, squeeze. One last breath in. Return to high plank. This time, inhale to shift forward. Lower halfway down. Upward facing dog. Biggest breath in yet. Downward facing dog. Open your mouth. Exhale. Shake out the hips. Pedal out the heels. Nice work, yogis. When you're ready, go ahead and step through your hands. Make your way all the way onto your butt. And then gently roll yourself down onto your back. Take a moment here just for a second to feel your body on the ground. And then hug your knees into your chest. Rock side to side. And take both of the knees over to the right for a spinal twist and twisting out the core here. Giving it a nice stretch after all of the compression that we just did, all of the strength training we just did. Inhale back up through center. Exhale to the other side. Few rounds of breath here. We allow your center to twist and unravel. Inhale back up to center. Hug your knees into your chest. Create a tight little ball, bringing the forehead up to the knees. And exhale, release into Shavasana. We did a lot of work today, firing up the forearms, the upper arms, and the core. Gift yourself as long as you need.